Good day everyone, I'm Jasmine Gallo and today I will discuss about knowledge management. So what is knowledge management? KM is all about how organizations can collect, share and use the knowledge they have to improve their performance and reach their goals. It's like recognizing the ideas and expertise are valuable assets and making sure they are used to the fullest potential. Like for example, think of knowledge management like a treasure chest, filled with the valuable information and expertise within your organization. KM is the process of unlocking this treasure chest, organizing its contents, and making sure everyone in the organization has access to it. This way, everyone can learn from each other's experiences, solve problems more effectively, and make better decisions.
Good day everyone, I am Dominic Gallardo. My topic is all about the voluntary sector. The voluntary sector is comprising non-profit organizations and community groups relies heavily on the dedication and expertise of volunteers. For this topic, the voluntary sector refers to organizations whose primary purpose is to create social impact rather than profit. It often called the third sector, civil society, or the not-for-profit sector. It is independent from local and national government. So dito sinasabi na ang non-profit organization and community groups ay nagbibigay ng dedikasyon upang tumulong na walang inaasahang kapalit o bayad. These individuals bring a wealth of experience and knowledge that can significantly impact project success. Ang organization na ito ay nagbibigay experience at kaalaman upang magkaroon ng impact na mapagtagumpayan ng mga project.
Good day everyone, I am Mariely de Los Angeles and here's my part of our report on voluntary sector management, which is the CAMRA. So CAMRA stands for Campaign Real Ally, a British organization that promotes and advocates for Real Ally cider and perry, as well as traditional British pubs and clubs. It's founded in 1971 by Michael Hardman, Graham Lees, Jay Marken, and also Bill Mellor. So, CAMRA's main objectives or goals is to preserve the tradition of brewing and serving high-quality beers in the UK. So, here's the CAMRA campaigns. First, promoting small brewing and pub businesses. Second, reforming license laws. Reducing tax on beer and stopping continued consolidation among local British brewers. So, ayun nga, yung main goals of CAMRA is to promote and protect Real Ally, cider, and traditional pubs. They also work to educate people about brewing process and the importance of supporting local brewers. So, CAMRA also has a membership investment club which invests in the Real Ally, brewers, and pub chains, and has over 3,000 members with investment worth over 17 million. So, may mga awards din po na natanggap yung CAMRA, which is the National Pub of the Year, Champion Beer of Britain, Champion Beer of Scotland, and also the Champion Beer of Wales. That's all.
Now we will talk about findings from research. Maritin, tinatawag na Master Apprentice model. Kapag sinabi natin Master Apprentice model sa ganitong paraan, ang kaalaman ay nipapasa mula sa hanggang sa baguhan upang maging biyasa din balang araw. Isang magandang halimbawa nito ay ang guro at ang mag-aaral, na kung saan ang guro ang nagtuturo sa mag-aaral ng mga proseso at kaalaman. At sa huli, ang mga mag-aaral ay tuluyang maging biyasa at handa na magsanay na mag-isa o magturo sa iba. Ang informal knowledge sharing ay tumutukoy sa hindi formal o hindi official ng paraan ng pagpapalitan ng kaalaman at impormasyon sa pagitan ng mga tao. Ito ay ang karaniwang nangyari sa mga hindi instrukturadong pagkakataon tulad ng mga casual na pag-uusap mga pagtipon sa kanto o mga interaksyon sa araw-araw na trabaho o personal na buhay. Pag sinabi naman natin limited formal knowledge, ay kaalaman o impormasyon na tamo sa pamamagitan ng mga formal na pamamaraan, ngunit may mga limitasyon o kakulangan sa lawak o lalim na nasabing kaalaman. Karaniwang nagmumula ito sa mga kurso, training o sertifikasyon kung saan mayroong tiyak na curriculum o struktura. Next, the two different types of trust. We have trust in the management of event and the trust in the quality of project knowledge. First, kapag sinabi nating trust in the management of the event, ay ang tiwala ng mga membro sa mga organisador na isang kaganapan o event. Sa madaling salita, ang pagkakaroon ng trust in the management of the event ay nangangahulugan ng mga kasali sa kaganapan ay naniniwala na ang pinili nila maging kalahok ay makakayanan ng hamon at natutugnan ang mga layunin ng event na walang aberya. Ang tiwala ay malaga upang matiyak ang matagumpay na pagtakbo ng anumang event. Samantala, ang trust in the quality of project knowledge naman ay tumutukoy sa tiwala ng mga membro sa paggawa ng isang proyekto. Pinapakita nito ang pagpahalaga ng mga kasapi sa proyekto ng ginawa ng mga sapat na kaalaman at karanasan upang magplano, magsagawa at pamahalaan ng proyekto ng maayos at matagumpay.
Good day everyone, my name is Maria Lingao and my topic is all about the challenges of knowledge management. So we have here 4 challenges such as the lack of formalization, transient workforce, trust and confidence, and the last one is the self-imposed boundaries. So first, I will tackle about the lack of formalization. So lack of formalization, heavy reliance on informal methods leads to knowledge loss when volunteers leave. So halimbawa po dito, merong animal shelter na pinapatakbo ng mga volunteers na walang nakasulat ng mga process or something na nakalagay yung tungkol sa pangangalaga ng hayop at posibleng magkakaroon ng malaking problema kapag umalis yung volunteers na may maraming alam or maraming karanasan. So doon, nagkakaroon po ng lack of formalization kasi mawawala ang informal na knowledge tungkol sa pangangailangan ng mga hayop at schedule ng gamot. So second one is the transient workforce. So high volunteers turnover hinders knowledge retention. So a constantly changing group of volunteers makes it difficult to retain institutional knowledge because experience and expertise live with each departing volunteer. So dahil nga po palaging umaalis yung mga volunteers, mahihirapan na po silang mapanatili yung knowledge ng isang organization. So the third challenge is trust and confidence. So knowledge sharing depends on trust and the project and its success. So open and effective knowledge sharing relies on volunteers feeling confident in the project and trusting that their contributions will be valued and used effectively. So ayun na nga po na yung kanilang pong pag-share ng knowledge ay nakadepende po sa kanilang trust sa project at doon lang din po sa napagkakatiwala ang pahalagahan at gagamitin sa maayos yung kanilang naiambag. So the last challenge is the self-imposed boundaries. So volunteers may limit their own knowledge sharing. So volunteers might restrict sharing their knowledge due to various factors such as the time constraints, perceived lack of appreciation, or concerned about protecting their own expertise. So dito naman po ay limitado lang ang kanilang pag-share ng knowledge dahil siguro sa kulang po yung kanilang oras or pakiramdam po nila na yung share nila ay hindi pinapahalagahan at concerned lang po sila na protektahan ang kanilang sariling kaalaman. So yun lang po. That's all. Thank you.
So my name is Rochelle Delgado and I will discuss the opportunity of knowledge management. So first one is fostering the master-apprentice model, which is dito, the author suggests na it should be more further explored and formalized within the voluntary sector. And it includes creating transparent mentorship program and also yung mga online platforms para ma-support yung knowledge transfer. So, second one is building trust. Dito sa building trust, in this research, emphasize na ang critical role ng trust in knowledge sharing, the building trust in both process and the quality of knowledge is essential. So napaka-importante ng building trust para ma-foster natin yung collaborative environment. So ma-achieve lang natin to through transparent communication, clear expectation, and also yung recognition of volunteers' contribution. So, the third one is leveraging technology. So, dito sa leveraging technology, the use of technology can help to overcome the some of challenges in knowledge management in the voluntary sector. So, makatutulong lang ito sa mga challenges para ma-overcome natin using online platforms para sa pag-share ng kaalaman or sa knowledge sharing, and also creating digital repositories para sa mga project documentation, and also yung developing mobile apps para ma-facilitate yung communication and collaboration. So, the last one is developing a culture of knowledge sharing. So, in the word developing, parang dinidevelop natin yung kini-create natin yung culture or yung parang pag-uugali o kinakaugalian na yung pag-share ng idea or pag-share ng kaalaman is napapahalagahan, and also yung encouragement or yung encourage, yung panghihikayat is more essential or napakahalaga. So, pag naging culture natin yon, magiging effective yung sinasabi nating knowledge management. So, ma-achieve natin to through leadership support, recognition program, and also yung fostering a sense of community among volunteers. So, dito sa conclusion, yung study daw ng Camera Festival, it reveals unique approach ng knowledge management. So, it's driven by volunteerism, characterized by the master-apprentice model, trust in the process, and trust in the quality of knowledge. So, yung mga factor daw na yon is often overlooked in the business sector or hindi gaanong napapansin when it comes to business sector. So, naha-highlight daw nito yung mga importance ng community-based knowledge sharing, and it's also inherent challenges. So, nabanggit na rin kanina yung mga challenges, diba? So, yung mga challenges na yun na nabanggit is kailangan pa ng further investigation into the dynamics of trust and self-imposed boundaries and knowledge sharing. So, kailangan pa ng further investigation sa mga nabanggit kanina na challenges, lalong-lalo na diba sa when it comes to knowledge sharing, hindi talaga nila naiiwasan yung pag self-impose or nagsi-self-impose sila, and also na nila yung boundaries. Yun na yung sinasabi natin na self-imposed boundaries. So, parang ginagamit na rin nila yun para bilang strategy para magawa nila yung knowledge sharing. Yun lang po. Thank you.